So next we're going to show how to really kind of figure out how to create your program. So one of the good ideas to do is is your IPO. IPO is essentially input, processing, output. Every program does this. Whether it's big or small, every program at least needs to grab some input, process that input into something, and then output that process back, or output something back. So let's do this for a really, really simple program, for example. We want to get the user's name, we want to get a number, we want to multiply that number by 3, and we want to display. We want to display the user's name, and we want to display the result. So what's our input? Well, reading from this list, which isn't very hard to read, we need our user's name. So we just need a name of some sort, just a string value. And then we need a number. We'll just say it's an integer of some sort, just to keep it simple. So great, we got our input. That's not much input there. And then processing is going to be quite small, because the only processing we're going to be doing here is we're going to just be multiplying the user's number by 3. So that'll just be number times 3. And then the last is our output. What we want to do is we want to output the user's name, and then we want to output our result, which the result is from that process up there. So you can see our what our output should look like. So if we input John, it should say hello John, and then if we put in 2, the number that we inputted in, our number times 3 should be 6, because 2 times 3 is 6. Now let's get into to constants. So we want to make 3 a constant. So what is a constant exactly? And why would it be useful? So typically we name our just like our variable. It's very similar to our variables, except we typically, in name convention wise, we like to name it with capital letters. So let's just put value as the name for this constant. And let's set it equal to 3. Now I'm going to write a simple kind of program. I'm going to be skipping the input, but I'm going to go over to process and output for the result, because we're going to be using 3. Or we're going to be, because it's the only part of the program that's going to be utilizing those two, this constant that we just created. So then let's kind of, like I said, go over the processing and the output of this result. So let's just set result, which this is going to be a variable. I should mention variables aren't always letters. They can be words, as long as you don't have spaces in between them, because that doesn't typically work in most syntaxes in languages. Or most languages don't allow spaces in variable names. So let's get our result is going to be number, so the number that we previously just grabbed from the user. And then our multiplication to value. And then next we want to output our result. So we're just going to do print here. Print value times, and using concatenation, we're going to put in that constant. I'm also going to concatenate again, just to put in a space is, and then one more concatenation to print out the result. So value times value is result. So what would have happened if we just, let me just copy this section right here. What if we did it without the constant? So let me just get rid of value right here. and let's just set it to 3, like you would typically do it, without this constant. What would happen if, let's just say, our specifications change. We don't want to do 3 anymore. Let's just say we want to do like 5. Well, what you would have to do is you have to go through each part of your program, go to the 3, oh, change this to 5, and then run it and go, wait, it's printing out that's value times 3. It's not 3 anymore, it's 5. So you have to go back into the program and then change this 3 right here to 5. So what this constant does, it makes it easier. So if your specification changes, instead of 3 you have 5, you can just, all you have to do is change one line, or just change only one line, which is just the value constant. You can change that to 5, and this program will reflect the change without having to go each individually, line by line, changing each of those values. So that's why constants are really useful, really best practice. That's why they're best practice. Yeah.